you know, we sort of went over this. I want to say, what's one thing that that's a positive that Mack Brown is bringing to this program that you're excited for?
Uh, I mean, I guess what you're talking about, I think definitely discipline is probably his biggest thing that he's going to be bringing, which we definitely need because we were definitely able to compete with teams like that. The issue of our athletes and like the level of our athletes was never called into question because we have talented guys, but it was always, I mean, do we have a quarterback? Mack Brown, he had Vince Young, so he's definitely able to find those good QBs. And then also, can the team stay disciplined enough to close out games? And I definitely think that Mack Brown has the experience to bring that to the culture of UNC football.
Yeah, and I also think something that hasn't been talked about a lot is Kelly Bryant still has to make his decision. And, if I was Kelly Bryant, I want to come here if Larry Fedora is the coach because, just sort of the culture looked a little bit sketchy and they're not winning football games. But if you come in, there's multiple reasons. One, Mack Brown is going to be a little bit late to the recruiting process, so he probably won't be able to bring in his guy at quarterback for next season. And, maybe that is Cade Fortin, maybe that is Jace Ruder. We'll see. He probably doesn't know yet. Mack Brown doesn't. But it might be enticing to bring in a Kelly Bryant, and Mack Brown has the history of working with Vince Young, so I think that could be enticing for Kelly Bryant for 1 year, and then he's able to recruit his guy at quarterback for after that. So I think, one, this gives us a better shot at landing Kelly Bryant for next season, which I'll be a senior next year, and I want this football team to be good immediately, so I think that would be exciting for me. I do want to talk about briefly just some negatives, I think, of Mack Brown, and there's a lot of positivity coming out with this hire, but there's no guarantee that it's going to be great. He's 67 years old. A big thing today is I think the reason why a lot of these young coaches are having so much success is it's so important to be able to connect to your players in this day and age of social media. There's just a lot more going on. Like you have to be aware of everything. Everyone in the locker room is pretty much a public figure now. They're all on social media. They're all saying different things. Culture is much more ingrained just because once again because of social media. So when you're 67, it's going to be a little bit harder to connect to these recruits. So I don't know if Mack Brown's going to immediately be able to step in and get all these recruits. He is a big name, but you still have to be able to connect to these guys. And then two, he's been out of football. So will he be as creative as he was when he was a great coach in 2005? Who knows? We obviously have seen so far with John Gruden that hasn't worked, and it's a very similar situation. So there's no guarantee that a retread of Mack Brown is going to all of a sudden, bring glory to the Tar Heels. Obviously, the one thing that Mack Brown has to bring is just stability, discipline, and a great coaching staff, which I think he will bring, which makes it exciting, but it's no guarantee that it's going to work out.